Hello, this is Homesteading Northwest Florida, and we're underneath the Nissan Titan with the factory fuel line that has been mangled when somebody took it off. The plastic clip, it's so hard to see underneath here when you're taking the gas tank out, but this gas tank had definitely been tampered with before. But you can see there's O-rings in there, and you kind of don't want to mess around. You want to take that clip off the right way, which is by compressing the two tabs that are closest to the fuel pump, not the two on the side. So anyhow, and plus this fuel line was kinked, like right there, so I decided to cut it off. And how they did this at the factory, they must have special heating tools and a compressor to press this on here, because underneath here is a little plastic clip. Let's see if I can get this light to do anything here for us. Oh man, this is really hard to film. But there's like a plastic clip. Once I cut this, inside of here, it's like a double flare, which is really weird to have that first one there. I tried a whole bunch of fittings that I'll show you, and they don't go on. So what I think I'm going to have to do is cut that tube and use a compression fitting, a nylon to steel compression fitting. But anyhow, inside here is this little, I'm going to put my headlight on here for a second. Alright. Mosquitoes in Florida, where it never rains. We have a drought here. But anyhow, what we have here is, inside here is a little, I'm going to do this here. Is a little, I'm going to scrape this out of here like I did after I cut it off. But this thing was pretty well mangled. I have no fuel tank cap thing with the 3 bolts, so that tells me somebody's been in here and messing around. But anyhow, let's see what I can find here. Tool. Out of here. So what's in here is this. Built in here is like a O-ring and a plastic type fitting to accommodate for the, oh my god, really bad, but I don't know what to do here. For the tubing, so it doesn't like crush. You can see this coming out. Alright, in here was this, inside here, because this is such an odd shape. I mean, they should have just stuck to regular fitting to be on there, which this would not have that second bump in it at all. No second, the first bump would not be there. Then you could use a regular. And from the end of that second one, the usual ones are 21.15 millimeters long. And with that second groove in there, the first groove, that screws up being able to use any other fitting. So it's kind of like they were forced to vacuum lock these things on here, which they did, So that's that. So I bought the one for the same, it's for the Nissan Frontier. This one's available. The other part is discontinued. And I guess I could use a rubber hose and just put clamps. I got some of those ones that are like a PEX clamp and stuff like that, but you know, I kind of wanted to use this type of fuel line and see, and so this one's got like a whole new, it's exactly the same, but I had to shape it with a heat gun, and I'm not quite there yet with the shaping, but I think I'm just gonna try to put it on there with the compression fitting, which is this is the nylon. That's the nylon side. This is the steel side. And I guess I don't have to flare it or anything. I looked into doing that, but it's pretty well compacted up here where you can't get to anything. But that's what that end looks like once you slit it and remove the, what you call it, the heat. They must have had a heat gun, and pressed this thing on. This must have been on the line here. This must have been a skilled position to jam this fuel line on the end of this goofy looking thing with this inside and then an O-ring. So what we're going to do is use a compression fitting, but I'm going to have to cut this off. So this is going to be interesting. And then I bent this tube here with a hair dryer, got it really hot, and it's still got a kink on me. So working with this stuff is no picnic. This is really something else. So we're going to cut this tubing and put a compression fitting. Alright. And we tried many of these other fittings. I got a couple of these from AliExpress. 8mm fittings for 8mm tubing, because that's the diameter of that tubing. We got this. We got all these here we were going to try, but these do not work because of that first bump, flared like bump in there. So this doesn't work. I think it's 3/16, and then that end I was supposed to be able to jam on here. Like, yeah, good luck. You know, plus it doesn't fit because inside here is O-rings, which requires a flat type thing until you hit a bump 21.15 millimeters later that this thing can grab onto. But it won't accommodate for this first bump here. For that first bump, it will not accommodate for that. So that's what it looks like after you strip off the old fuel line to the fuel pump. Goofy, just goofy. Don't know why they did it that way. Could have just not made this first bump here. If they wouldn't have that in there, I could just get, like, many fittings would fit. So we're going to see what we have to do. Thanks for watching. Bye.